For the arcs and circles in 438, we're going to generate our circle and our arcs and then try to mirror. And then for the pattern, circular pattern, we will we'll fill the inside of the circle. And one thing of note with this group, we're going to end up with 0 thickness locations at each of these tangency points, and that's going to prevent us from extruding this as a single solid body. So we can still manage it as a multiple body, but that's one of the things to consider without overlap or without gap. Well, with gaps we'd end up with possibly end up with multiple bodies anyway. So let's open up the part. We're going to be in metric again, millimeters, grams, and seconds. Opening up the sketch on the front plane, and I'm not real concerned about the title block on this one. So if I center the origin between the two parts, this would be a good place to use the midpoint line. I don't use it very much, and it's going to be for construction. So pretty much makes it symmetrical. And let's go ahead and put a dimension of 125. And then I don't know that I'm going to need the vertical center lines, but infinite length and one at each end. We'll go ahead and get it started. Alright, so on the left side, the circles and the arcs, we will generate our geometry of 96 on the diameter, and both circles will be 96. And I could go ahead and make them equal, but don't know what the end intent is, so we'll go ahead and use them separately. And then since that one got a linear, and I don't know that I want to stay linear, let's go with the diametral dimension. Okay, so for our arc, let's go with a center point. And I'm just going to do the click click, and we'll get close. And then the next center point is from the end point of that one, and then, well, as soon as I figure out which way it goes, and then that one actually is going to come to the center, so we'll treat that one as a relation. And then the 36 goes to the middle, or in between the two, and just keep dragging until I get the desired result. So let's go ahead and pull that one out to the middle. We'll add a few dimensions. And that one was the 36. And let's go ahead and make sure the midpoints, okay, those all look pretty good. Alright, we didn't go fully defined, so the radius is there, but I'm not quite sure that's going to have the same effect. So let's go ahead and perform the mirror. And that one went over the other way. So actually, let's try the circular pattern. And our location will be at the center of the circle. And maybe we don't need 4. Let's go 2. Turn my caps back off. Alright, so that had the desired result. And let's go to tangency. And we'll make sure that we're pulling those geometries in. Alright, so we're still under defined. It doesn't move. There we go. Alright, so if I bring that up to, let's go ahead and zoom up and we'll merge. And probably the same thing is going to happen over here. So we have the tangency. That one's not moving away, and that one's not. So since the relations are there, let's try the dimension. Alright, so over defined. And not getting any movement out of those, but not entirely sure why it's not going fully defined. Alright, so we've got the desired result, and those will be equal because they're symmetric. Make sure nothing pulls off of there. So that's one of those cases where I'm going to leave it, but I'm going to make a mental note to come back and try and determine what its issue was. One real quick check: if we make the outside dimension driven and go to 12, well, that's fine except for now the bottom mirror. So it's kind of a toss-up. Okay, so we'll switch those from being driven, and I always go over there, but got to remember that on the right mouse button we can toggle driven and driving. Okay, so our center circle, actually all 6 circles, well, they're going to fit into the middle. So since there's no distinct call out, we're going to make those equal. We'll go to tangency for the points. We'll go with a circular sketch pattern. Again, I need to pick up a point that is not at the origin. And we're going to have a total of 6 circles. Okay, so if I were to make one of those horizontal or coincident to the origin, we still have a little bit of movement. And if I were to go back and make those tangent, then the relations have the same effect as putting in the 60 degrees to the center. All right, so one more check. Still not getting it to move or do anything that would give me an indication of what's going on there. So we'll accept it for now and see if it causes us any problems later.